Did you know that eating spinach every day might not be giving your bones the strength you think it is? For many seniors, spinach is seen as a superfood packed with calcium. But here's the surprising truth. Your body may not actually be absorbing much of that calcium if you eat spinach with certain other foods. And the problem is, these food combinations are extremely common, especially for people over 60. Think about this. You add spinach to your omelet, mix it into a creamy pasta, or enjoy it alongside your favorite drink. Harmless, right? Well, not exactly. Scientists have discovered that spinach contains compounds that can lock away calcium, and when paired with 3 specific types of foods, the result is that your bones miss out on the calcium boost entirely. Instead of protecting your bones, the combination may be silently leaving them weaker over time. That's a serious issue, because after 60, bone strength is more than just a number. It's your independence, your ability to move without pain, and your protection against falls. A simple mistake in your diet can quietly add up to more fragile bones. Even when you think you're eating healthy, the good news, you don't have to give up spinach. You just need to know the 3 foods never to combine it with if you want to keep its calcium benefits. In this video, we'll reveal exactly what those foods are, explain the science in simple terms, and show you smarter ways to enjoy spinach so your bones actually get stronger, not weaker. Stay with me until the end, because once you learn these 3 calcium blockers, you'll be able to make small changes in your meals that have a big impact on your bone health for years to come. Let's start with the first food that blocks calcium when combined with spinach: dairy products, especially milk and cheese. Now, this might surprise you, because most of us have been told since childhood that milk and dairy are the ultimate sources of calcium. And it's true, dairy contains plenty of calcium. But when you eat spinach with dairy at the same time, something unexpected happens inside your body. Here's why. Spinach contains a natural compound called oxalates. Think of oxalates like tiny magnets that grab onto calcium and hold it tightly. When oxalates meet the calcium from spinach itself, or from the milk and cheese on your plate, they form crystals. These crystals are too large for your intestines to absorb. Instead of calcium going into your bloodstream, it just passes through your system unused. In other words, you may be eating spinach and dairy together thinking you're doubling your calcium, but your body is actually getting very little, if any, benefit. Imagine this. A senior makes a spinach salad with cheese sprinkled on top, or prepares a creamy spinach lasagna. On paper, it looks like a bone-strengthening meal, but in reality, the oxalates in the spinach are tying up the calcium from the cheese, and neither source is fully absorbed. It's like preparing a nutritious gift for your bones and then locking it in a box where your body can't reach it. This is especially important after age 60. As we get older, the efficiency of calcium absorption naturally decreases. That means seniors can't afford to waste calcium. Every bite needs to count. And yet, without realizing it, so many older adults are putting spinach and dairy on the same plate, believing they're doing the right thing, when in fact, they're losing out. So, what should you do instead? The solution is not to give up dairy or spinach. They are both healthy foods. The key is timing and pairing. If you love spinach, eat it at a different meal from your dairy. For example, enjoy your spinach salad with a source of protein like chicken or beans instead of cheese. Then, later in the day, you can enjoy dairy foods separately, like a glass of milk or a cup of yogurt. By spacing them apart, you give your body a better chance to absorb the calcium from each source without interference. Another smart trick is to cook spinach properly. Light steaming can reduce its oxalate levels, making it less likely to block calcium. So if you prefer spinach with dairy, steaming it first may allow you to enjoy that combination with less concern. It won't remove all the oxalates, but it does help. Let's also look at this from a bigger picture. Seniors often think in terms of superfoods or super combinations, but the truth is, nutrition is about balance and timing. Just because 2 foods are healthy doesn't mean they work well together in the same bite. Understanding these interactions helps you get the most out of the foods you love. Think of it like planning a dance. Spinach and dairy are both excellent dancers, but if they try to lead at the same time, the result is a tangle on the floor. When you give them space, let spinach shine at one meal and dairy at another. The dance flows beautifully, and your bones reap the benefits. So, the first big lesson here is simple but powerful. Avoid eating spinach and dairy together if your goal is strong bones. Separate them. Cook spinach lightly, and you'll unlock far more calcium than you thought possible. Small adjustments like this may seem minor, but over weeks and years, they add up to stronger, more resilient bones. And remember, calcium is not just about avoiding fractures. It's about maintaining your independence, your energy, and your confidence to keep moving freely in life. By making this one small change, you're already taking a big step toward protecting your future. Now let's move on to the second food that blocks calcium when eaten with spinach. High-sodium processed foods, things like salted meats, canned soups, chips, and even certain sauces. At first glance, this might not seem connected to spinach at all. After all, what does salt have to do with calcium? The answer lies in how your kidneys handle sodium. When you eat a lot of salt, your body works hard to flush the extra sodium out through urine. But here's the catch. Calcium tags along in that process. The more sodium you consume, the more calcium your body loses. So, imagine this common scenario. A senior makes a healthy spinach dish, maybe sautéed with a bit of garlic, but then pairs it with processed ham, bacon bits, or a salty soup. The spinach provides calcium, but the high sodium in the meal pulls that calcium right out of the body before it can benefit your bones. Instead of nourishing your skeleton, much of that calcium goes straight down the drain. This is especially concerning because older adults are more sensitive to the effects of sodium. Not only does excess salt raise blood pressure, but it also quietly steals bone strength over time. That's a double hit. Your heart and your bones both suffer from too much salt. The good news is you don't have to cut flavor from your meals. The solution is to swap sodium-heavy ingredients for healthier, bone-friendly options. For example, instead of adding bacon or processed meats to a spinach salad, try topping it with roasted nuts, seeds, or grilled chicken. If you enjoy soup with spinach, choose a low-sodium broth or make your own at home with herbs for flavor. These changes keep your meals delicious, but protect your calcium at the same time. Think of it this way. Calcium is like money you've worked hard to save, and sodium is like a sneaky thief that robs your wallet every time you're not looking. Why spend effort eating spinach for its calcium only to lose it all because of salty add-ons? By being mindful of sodium, you can actually hold on to the nutrition your body needs. So, the second key takeaway is clear. Don't pair spinach with salty, processed foods if your goal is strong bones. Instead, choose fresh, whole foods that allow your body to keep the calcium where it belongs, building strength inside your bones. The third food to avoid combining with spinach might surprise you. Caffeinated drinks, especially coffee and tea. Now, let's be clear. Coffee and tea aren't bad in themselves. In fact, moderate amounts can have health benefits. But when it comes to calcium, caffeine plays a tricky role. Studies show that caffeine can slightly reduce calcium absorption in the gut and also increase calcium loss through urine. For seniors who already absorb less calcium naturally, this effect can become significant over time. Here's how it plays out in daily life. Picture someone having a healthy spinach omelet for breakfast, followed by a steaming cup of coffee or strong black tea. On the surface, it looks like the perfect start to the day. Protein, greens, and a warm drink. But behind the scenes, the caffeine is interfering with how much calcium the body actually holds on to. Instead of nourishing your bones, some of that hard-earned calcium is slipping away. Now, you might be thinking, does that mean I need to give up my morning coffee? The answer is no, you don't have to quit entirely. The key is moderation and timing. Experts suggest that up to 1 cup of coffee a day is unlikely to cause major calcium issues, especially if your overall diet is rich in calcium. calcium. The problem comes when caffeine is consumed in large amounts, or when it's paired with calcium-rich foods like spinach at the very same meal. So, what's the solution? One simple strategy is to separate your coffee or tea from your spinach meals by at least an hour or two. This gives your body a better chance to absorb the calcium before caffeine steps in. Another smart move is to replace one of your daily cups of coffee or tea with a calcium-friendly alternative, such as herbal tea or warm water with lemon. These options keep you hydrated without interfering with calcium absorption. Think of it this way: caffeine is like a leaky faucet in your calcium bank account. If you keep it moderate and time it wisely, the leak is small and manageable. But if you let caffeine flow freely right alongside calcium-rich foods, the leak becomes much bigger, and your bones pay the price. So, the third big takeaway is this: don't drink coffee or tea at the same time as spinach if you want your bones to benefit from its calcium. By simply adjusting your timing, you can still enjoy your favorite drinks while protecting your bone strength. If this is helpful so far, can I ask you a quick favor? Hit that like button to let YouTube know this kind of health content matters. And while you're at it, leave a quick comment below. What's your favorite way to enjoy spinach? Do you usually eat it in salads, omelets, or maybe soups? Your answers not only inspire others, they also give us great ideas for future videos. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Vital Health. We share practical, science-backed tips designed especially for people over 60, simple habits that protect your health, your energy, and your independence. By subscribing, you won't miss the next steps in this journey to stronger bones and better living. So take a moment now, comment and subscribe, and then let's keep going, because the next part will show you exactly how to put all this knowledge into action. We've talked about the 3 foods that can block calcium when eaten with spinach: dairy, salty processed foods, and caffeinated drinks. Now let's turn all that knowledge into action, because information is powerful, but only if it changes how you live day to day. Step 1. Separate your calcium sources. If you love spinach, enjoy it at one meal, and save your dairy like milk, cheese, or yogurt for another. For example, you might have a spinach salad with grilled chicken at lunch, then enjoy yogurt with fruit as an afternoon snack. This simple separation allows your body to absorb calcium from both foods without interference. Step 2. Control sodium carefully. Salt is everywhere, especially in processed foods. Instead of topping spinach dishes with bacon bits, ham, or salty dressings, try fresh alternatives. Nuts, seeds, lemon juice, olive oil, or a sprinkle of herbs can bring flavor without stealing calcium. Reducing sodium not only protects your bones, but also supports your heart and blood pressure, a double win for seniors. Step 3. Time your caffeine wisely. There's no need to give up coffee or tea completely. Just enjoy them a couple of hours apart from spinach meals. If you have spinach at breakfast, wait until mid-morning for your coffee. Or if you want tea with lunch, skip the spinach and save it for dinner. Even small shifts like this can make a big difference in calcium retention over the long run. Step 4. Cook smart. Raw spinach is healthy, but steaming it lightly reduces its oxalate levels, which frees up more calcium for absorption. If you enjoy spinach often, try alternating between raw and cooked forms. A steamed side dish, a stir-fry, or a quick sauté can help your body get more benefit from the same food. Step 5. Pair spinach with bone-friendly partners. Instead of mixing spinach with dairy, sodium, or caffeine, combine it with foods that enhance bone strength. Examples include spinach with vitamin C-rich foods like bell peppers or tomatoes, which help your body use calcium more effectively. Spinach with lean proteins such as chicken, fish, or beans, which provide building blocks for muscle and bone. Spinach with magnesium-rich foods like nuts and seeds, since magnesium works hand in hand with calcium to support bone structure. Step 6. Think long-term. term. These changes might feel small, but over weeks, months, and years, they build up into stronger bones and lower risk of fractures. Remember, bone health after 60 isn't about one meal, it's about consistent habits. By being mindful of these food combinations, you're stacking the odds in your favor every single day. Finally, keep this principle in mind. Food isn't just about nutrition, it's about freedom. Strong bones mean the freedom to walk confidently, to travel, to play with grandkids, and to enjoy life without fear of falls. Each choice you make at the table is an investment in that freedom. So here's your action plan. Separate spinach from dairy. Avoid salty add-ons. Time your caffeine smartly. Cook spinach wisely, and pair it with the right partners. Do this consistently, and your meals will nourish your bones rather than quietly robbing them. Before we wrap up, let's clear up a couple of common myths about spinach and calcium, because misinformation can be just as harmful as the wrong food combinations. Myth 1. The more spinach you eat, the stronger your bones will be. Not exactly. Spinach is healthy, but it's not a magic bullet. Because of its oxalate content, eating large amounts doesn't necessarily mean your body absorbs more calcium. In fact, after a certain point, you may be getting less benefit than you think. The smart approach is variety. Include spinach as part of a balanced diet alongside other calcium-rich foods such as broccoli, kale, almonds, and fortified dairy alternatives. Myth 2. If I drink milk with spinach, I'm doubling my calcium. This one sounds logical, but as we explained earlier, the oxalates in spinach can bind to the calcium in milk or cheese, making both less available for absorption. You're not doubling the benefit, you're canceling much of it out. That's why spacing out these foods works better. Myth 3. If I've lost bone strength already, it's too late to fix it. This is perhaps the most discouraging myth, and it's simply not true. While bone loss can't always be reversed completely, research shows that people over 60 can absolutely slow the process and even improve bone density with the right nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle habits. Every positive change counts, no matter your age. So the truth is clear. Spinach can be a valuable part of your diet, but only when combined wisely. By avoiding these myths and focusing on timing, balance, and variety, you protect not just your bones, but your overall health and independence. Let's bring everything together. We started with a simple question. Why isn't spinach always giving you the calcium boost you expect? The answer turned out to be those 3 common food combinations that block absorption. First, we learned that pairing spinach with dairy like milk, cheese, or cream locks up the calcium in both foods, leaving your body with very little to use. The solution: eat them at different times of the day, so you actually get the benefit of both. Second, we saw how sodium from processed foods like ham, canned soups, and salty toppings forces your body to flush out calcium. By keeping salt low and choosing fresh ingredients, you protect your bones while also caring for your heart. Third, we uncovered how caffeine from coffee and tea can interfere with calcium, especially if consumed at the same meal. Simply spacing out your drinks and keeping them moderate gives your bones the chance to hold on to more strength. And we didn't just stop at the don'ts. We also talked about smart ways to maximize spinach's benefits. Steaming it lightly to lower oxalates, pairing it with vitamin C-rich foods for better absorption, and mixing it with proteins, nuts, and seeds to build a stronger, balanced plate. So the big takeaway is this: spinach can absolutely support bone health after 60, but only if you're mindful of what you eat and drink with it. Small changes like separating spinach and dairy, lowering sodium, or shifting the timing of your coffee add up to big protection for your bones over the years. Now, here's your action step. Look at your meals this week. Where are you pairing spinach with dairy, salty foods, or coffee? Pick just one change to start with, and notice how simple it feels. Over time, these little shifts can keep your bones stronger, steadier, and ready for the life you want to enjoy. If this video gave you value, please hit like it helps others over 60 discover these tips. Make sure to subscribe to Vital Health because we share easy, science-backed advice designed just for you. And leave a comment. Which of these 3 spinach mistakes surprised you the most? Remember, this video is educational, not medical advice. Always check with your healthcare provider for personal guidance. To stronger bones and a healthier future, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.